Before we touch on Japan, we're all talking about threads. What are your thoughts?
Threads? Oh,
Threads. Girl. I was like, we just talked about it for like 5 minutes.
Oh, I don't ever want to go to Japan again without Sydney. I want her there.
I hope to be there next time. Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you're like, I'll be back next week, but
Yeah, I was like, well, like I mean, Sid's the homie, but like, it's like,
no, valid. You killed the man.
Oh,
Is that what happened to you last time?
welcome to OTV podcast episode 39. I'm crying.
Did you cry?
Oh my god. Is it 39?
No.
37?
37. It's 37.
Welcome to Offlinetv episode podcast 37. We're here with me and Sid and Jodi and Broden. This was so bad.
Oh, Scarra. You read the instructions, right? You read the part where it's a keep about how far away and...
Did it say that?
Yeah, it did.
Well, how you feel?
Are your sinuses cleared?
No.
Did you just get a boost?
Yeah, I'm awake.
Wait, I'm super curious like what this is, so I'm going to read this.
It's smelling salts. I don't even know the purpose of smelling salts.
The way that John explained, so John bought this, showed up to a podcast and was like, I've got smelling salts. The way he explained it was that he's like, you ever seen those bodybuilders? They chalk their hands and there's a really big bar in front of them and then they go, oh, and they're like, oh, I'm amped. And then they go and they grab the bar and they're like, oh, they're like pushing like dump trucks and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how John explained it. And then we all took a sniff. And I did feel like
is that for podcasts? Like this is our...
Yeah, this is our new, like we don't really need the matcha or the coffee or anything. We have that now. Yeah.
Okay.
This does not tell me how far to keep away from my face.
Yes.
Oh, maybe that was the box then. Sorry, we don't have that anymore.
It's somewhere on there.
just give it a whiff. If I remember correctly, it was something like this far away. But the first time I did that, you don't smell anything. So then just at your own discretion, bring it on up to your face.
Ow. Oh.
It is powerful.
I will not get that any closer. I took the babyest whiff and I could already... It almost smells like I should not be smelling that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
It smells
that's how
like
I feel.
like I'm in a paint shop and there's a shit ton of chemicals.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to the podcast. What are we talking
I
about
still
today,
smell
guys?
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty rough. I don't know. What are we talking about today?
Well, we just came back from Japan.
We did.
Most of us.
Most of us did.
Yep.
Majority of us at this
Before we
table
get into
maybe
that.
did.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were all talking about this, but right before,
Why are you crying?
I just sneezed like 6 times in a row.
Yeah, I was going to say someone pass him the smelling salts, man. Just having a
did you
sneeze
take a
attack.
Before we touch on Japan, we're all talking about threads. What are your thoughts?
Threats? Oh,
Threads. Girl. We
threats?
just talked about it for like 5
Threats?
minutes. So Scarra just woke up, joined us for the podcast,
Yes.
and we're down here chatting about threads. I don't know, it was kind of a weird feeling that like you slept like through this new internet wave that just happened. But all of a sudden everybody's joining threads, which is like Instagram's new Twitter platform. Which I guess I shouldn't say, but it's Twitter. It's just like where you tweet stuff. And
Right.
yeah, everyone's getting on it right now. And so we were just talking about the app and how it works and how I think the UI is ugly.
have you seen it?
But yeah, you want to
I
see it?
have literally not. I thought it was the other Twitter replacement app.
Which I don't know
one
what
is that?
that is.
Yeah,
like
I don't know
when
what
you
you're
said
talking
that, I don't know what that is.
Are you thinking of Truth?
No.
Okay.
I'm thinking about another.
What's truth? What are all these new social medias?
Well, as soon as Elon took over Twitter, a bunch of them sprouted up to be like, hey, we can be the Twitter replacement.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Wow, Insta just came out of nowhere with this. Okay.
Here. I'll let you take a gander at threads.
But yeah,
This
it
is
was
not
like the
Twitter?
floodgates opened. I remember I was on Twitter, not even like, I don't know, 5 minutes ago. And somebody tweeted like, follow me on threads. Oh, it was Lydia. And I was like, oh shit, I have to go get my username. But I think your username is claimed because it's tied to your Instagram.
Sick. Because I was like, I overslept.
shit.
I overslept the
Sick.
gold rush.
Yeah.
No, literally.
Scarra's gone.
I have been gone for like 4 hours, okay? And so I don't know what is going on. Some people, they're talking about threads. I thought, like, I don't know what they were talking about. I just came down here and tried to figure out, like, through context clues, what is going on.
But he guessed correctly. He
did.
did know that we were talking about threads.
Yeah, I'm on top of that.
But it seems cool. I don't know. It seems, I'm going to go to it right now. It seems literally Twitter, Just seems the same thing. Connected to your Instagram.
Do be Twitter.
But I want them to like have it be like MySpace. I want them to like let me HTML code my profile and like make it sparkly and make it add a song. Like I think that was the best part.
Your cursor will change.
Yeah. I wish if I could have a cursor on here, I would.
I agree. I think it needs something other than not being Twitter to pull me to it. Like, sure, I do not want to be on Twitter. So thank you for like making a new platform. But now, how is this like new platform going to be really cool? And at the moment, it's just the same thing.
Okay, so I'm one of those people with that invested the wrong way. You know how everyone's like spread your assets and shit like that.
Okay.
I put all my eggs into the Twitter basket because it's the only social media thing I enjoy using. And I've never, because like I let everything else fall to the wayside. It's like, I don't really fucking need this. Turns out I might need this soon. And Elon is doing this thing where it's making me nervous where I'm like, wow, you're doing like, they rate limited your tweets recently. Yeah. And do you know why they did that? It was because something happened where they were DDoSing themselves. Like they tried to update it from within their backend because they fired 90% of their developers. And from what I was told, and Broden looks like he knows, what happened was they had something where it would query itself if it because you're not supposed to be able to see your feed if you're not logged in, but they allowed you to constantly like search for it, and eventually like it was just putting it against their own servers, and so they were just like, we're gonna do this instead of figuring out how, like
what?
Yes, like they just it was just fucked.
And didn't they like put it under the guise of like crypto mining or something? Like they were like, oh yeah, the people, the hackers and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
like that's what's wrong.
It was,
Sound like my dad.
Because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But I just remember looking at it and be like, okay, Elon. Like, weird.
They were trying to gatekeep because they wanted it so that you had to have an account to look at anything.
Oh, I see.
And so they like added this rule that's like you need an account, but then in doing so they messed up the code so that it was refreshing things and like pulling too much from their servers.
So that was their solution?
Yes.
So yeah. And so then I was like, yeah, so for bots and things, we want to put a stop to this. Cuz he said that they were bot scraping.
Oh my god.
Which is like when bots are looking for data.
Oh, see, that's what I meant when I said crypto mine. So in that case, then it's not going to be a permanent thing, right? That would be something that they inevitably...
They've apparently already pulled it back.
Oh, turned back. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitter was on fire for a day.
It really
My
was.
whole feed, I was like, whoa, what is happening?
This is all in my investment though. I put in, this is like my, I wouldn't even call it Dogecoin. This is like my Apple or something. I put all my stock into it. So now when it's crashing and burning, I'm like, I should have diversified. Yeah, this is a life experience, a lesson that I should have learned way before. But you know what? Hopefully, fingers crossed, it won't just go down.
Yeah. I feel like Twitter will be around for forever. Like it has so many.
That's what I thought about dig.com, okay?
What the hell is that?
I don't even know. Yeah, I laughed because I'm like, I wish I knew what you're saying.
Am I too old? I'm Max over there nodding his head. Dig.com used to be Reddit before Reddit existed. Oh. And then they did one bad thing, really bad thing, and then the web and everyone ran away for their website for Reddit. And I'm just thinking to myself, that could just happen to Twitter. And in fact, it might be happening right now.
Yeah. It sucks. Like a part of being a content creator is basically doing the shotgun effect and trying to be on every single platform because no one, I think, really is using all social media at all times of the day. Like no one's scrolling Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Like they're just like they kind of consume one. But as content creators, we have to be on all so that we get one of those people who are on TikTok or are on whatever to then like come back to our Twitch stream. But it's unrealistic that we can keep up with all social medias.
I consume that, and that's a problem recently.
You consume all of them?
No, like recently I just got, this is gonna sound really weird. I just got into like doom scrolling all of my social medias, and it's bad. Like I'm just like, wow, I just spent 4 hours doing this. It's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Or 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And I've just been doing this like for the last 2 months or a month. And I'm like, I need to stop. It's got a chokehold on me.
Yeah.
like this.
I do actually like that TikTok has that thing where it's like, hey guys,
Yeah,
you've been scrolling for too long.
Me too. At first, I was like, "Oh, shut up!" But now I'm like, you know what? You're kind of right.
I've never
Like,
seen
it's
that.
like, sir, maybe you're not
Really?
scrolling TikTok. Maybe you're scrolling.
No, I am. No, like literally last night I was on it for 4 hours straight.
Usually by like, I think if you're scrolling for even, I don't know what limit. It's not that long.
Mine feels like if I'm on there for like 30 minutes. It's
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
time
to take a break.
Oh, I'm kind of a freak.
Maybe he just.
You might just pass right by it. Because whenever I see the little, like, when I first see a TikTok, my eye automatically glances to bottom left. And if I see that little gray tag that's like, oh, sponsored or
Yeah.
like any of that kind of thing, I am insta scroll past
too.
it.
Yeah.
So I can see scrolling past
Oh yeah,
the,
I
hey.
do that. I don't know if I've seen the thing, but I probably
I think
have.
it's like this guy, and he like pops onto the screen.
Yo,
Like, that's funny. I always
hey,
get a black
man.
woman.
I can't remember.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them. There's
Yeah,
4
she's
different
like,
ones.
I know
Yeah.
you've been scrolling for a while and it's really easy. And I'm like, you're so right. It is easy. Like, get me off.
I don't like my guy.
Oh, I love my girl.
I
She's
want
so
your girl.
calming
Every time I
and,
hear
like,
this guy, I'm like, okay, I don't like you, but you're. Ugh.
Is
right.
there like an Asian guy?
I don't know, but they really should reach all demographics. I was like, oh, look at this black woman. Tell me she's like,
I
get
don't
it
know
together.
if I feel as accepting. Yo.
No, I don't relate to this man. They should give me a new one.
They fix this. You have to let us know later if they do end up
Yeah.
fixing it.
Are
'cause,
you listening?
Yeah, because they'd be listening. I'm curious what like kind of back on you have to shotgun effect social media. What is your least favorite platform to create content on?
Okay, let me think about all of them. Okay, so there's
TikTok,
YouTube, Threads now,
Threads.
Twitter,
Instagram.
Instagram.
I feel like that's the big.
that's
I'm
like
not
the
like
big-
counting Twitch. 'Cause
I don't
Okay.
like Instagram. Not because of the creating content part, but the actual like usage part for me is terrible. Because I have kept like the static amount of people. I have only had X amount of people, which let's say it's like 100 following, and I keep seeing people I don't follow.
Oh.
Like nonstop. It'll be like I scroll and then just like whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember they
Like-
introduced that
Homepage,
thing.
yeah.
Like your homepage just keeps going
Yes.
until and like it pushes like your
But it's
explore
like
page or
every
something.
3. And the problem is I used to say no other social media platform does that. And then Elon, my boy, pulled up and was like, yo, Twitter, every 3 things are going to be an
Yeah.
ad now. And I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
So yours is Instagram.
Yeah.
Specifically because of the UI. Like the way
Yeah. And I don't really like taking pictures of myself. So like that makes it so that I feel like there's only so many ways you could do Instagram
yeah. I
without
feel
pictures
similarly.
of yourself.
Yeah.
That is true.
So-
I could see you posting like, all the food pics that you post on Twitter on your Instagram
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I have kind of, but I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
I-
I mean, if you don't care, you don't care.
At first, I wanted Instagram to be very far away from everything I use. Like it was just like a consumer thing. But then like I don't know what it's at now, kind of deal. But enough about me. What about you guys?
My least favorite to create content for is Twitter because posting a blurb never feels like content to me. Like I don't use Twitter in a way where it's like, how there's just accounts that it's like they only have funny tweets or they post like cosplay or whatever. Like my tweets are like, hey, I'm live. I posted a YouTube video.
I
I'm
see.
sponsored by blah, blah, blah. I had chicken wings for dinner. Like that's like, and I'm not really creating content. And so I don't like to scroll Twitter and I don't like to post on Twitter. So I feel the way you feel about Instagram about Twitter.
I think I was chronically online when I was younger. And so Twitter is like something I did when I was younger. Like even before I was a content creator, I was just like shit posting it left and right. Or like I would kind of interchange Twitter and Tumblr very similarly. So I actually love that part of Twitter. Like Twitter to me feels like I'm not creating content. It's just like so true to what
Yes.
I already was. Instagram is so different. Like I'm with Scarra. Like I basically hate Instagram because I think I have this idea of like it's like supposed to be this curated feed of like I'm marketing myself, not just to like other individuals, but to brands to be like, hey, like look at this girl. I have recently realized like, oh, I should just not do that. Like I simply hate it. I do not enjoy it. I don't like taking photos of myself at this capacity. And so I've just like switched over and I looked at like my Finsta that I had and I was like, what the fuck? Why do I have a Finsta? Like what is the difference between having a Finsta and having an Insta? And I was like, oh, my Instagram should just be my Finsta, and I should have that
I'm
mentality,
sorry.
and I'll like it a lot more.
You introduced a new word into this conversation. A word that
Okay, this is old. Okay,
I don't know if,
okay.
if it's an English word, and so I've kind of been waiting.
So Finsta, I believe it stands for like fake Insta, and you basically have an alt account, which I remember when this first happened, I was like, this is dumb. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe you're onto something. It basically is like Instagram became so like curated, such a curated feed that it just like added too much pressure. So then people were like, well, here's my curated feed, and then here's my Finsta, which is like my shit post feed. And I was like, I do understand that. I've tried both, but now I'm of the mentality that I would rather just have one feed.
Interesting. Okay, learning new words today.
Yes. Basically, Instagram is my least favorite. But I'm like, I like all social media for some things and hate it for others.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I use Reddit and Twitter the most. Like it never feels like I'm doom scrolling Twitter, but I check it a lot. But I never feel like the addiction is like bad for me. Does that make sense? Because I enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean,
like when I post something like, "Damn, I ate dino nuggets today," it feels like I'm creating content, kind of in a weird way.
I just love the interactions that come from Twitter.
Yes.
Like I love interacting with my community. I feel like I'm not really able to do that. Like, okay, Instagram, I post a photo, people are like Slay Queen, but like we don't really have a conversation. Whereas like on Twitter, I'll be like, post something, somebody posts a joke, I laugh at it, I reply. Like it feels a lot closer with my community than any other social media. So I like that.
I feel like you can do that for TikTok.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's how I feel about TikTok.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I think you have to
way
be
back to
really
TikTok,
keyed in for that.
unfortunately.
Like you're like people are like, I don't know. If you really wanted to be like big on book talk or something, you would be like, oh, in the replies, people like, what's your favorite book? And you'd like respond, and you have like, separate ones for everything.
That's true. I do like that TikTok has that like reply feature where you like grab it. I think that is true. I just like hate recording myself basically. So that makes TikTok.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not shameless enough. I don't know why shame has anything to do with it.
No,
like,
I posted a TikTok today and I felt shame.
Yeah.
So I get it. I literally posted it and I have not gone back to look at anything or any comments or anything. I'm like, I refuse.
Like when we were overseas and like I did, like all of us did the vlog. It was like super self-conscious to be like, even flipping the camera over, I was like, where do I put my camera to see me eat my own food? And I'm like, well, I could just, I don't have it. I like would find something to put my camera's like this. Oh shit, it fell. And when I made the noise, I would just look at okay. And I would just then not do it.
Yeah.
Because I was too self-conscious about it. And then I'm next to people who are like, yo, hey guys. Yo. Tenzin here. Just, I love ass cheeks. I don't know, And I feel like, wow, some people just got it. And some people, like, I'm working to that.
It takes time.
I mean,
I think, like, one of my favorite things is when I see people post about how they don't feel that type of shame. Like, I am constantly seeing like, oh, watch me set up my tripod in public and like take photos, and they'll be in the busiest street, just like they've just got their tripod. I'm like, ain't somebody gonna steal that? Like, you're not even worried about that at least. But it's crazy to me because people just go out and do that thing. But it is cool because I feel like they're sort of pushing this empowerment of like so many people are taking content. Like we live in LA, everyone knows what everyone's like we're doing. I think it's really not that big of a deal, but it takes time.
You were about to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna say like I think. Okay, let me think about this. I do think it's good to be conscious of like how you affect others in public. Like I do think vlogging can be obnoxious. If like you're in a quiet restaurant and you're just bah, 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 like I would shoot myself in the foot before I do that kind of thing. So I do think like it's good to be mindful, but also it's like, yeah, basically everyone's doing it. It's also so good to look back on it and have those memories and like to be able to share those moments with your community. But it also is like, I do want to cower and hide. I'm like, oh, don't look at me. Yeah. Don't look at me.
Ugh.
Yeah. I'm always just worried that I'm bothering someone. Or like there was literally a second in my vlog where I'm like drinking a highball and the server walks in and he sees my camera. He goes, he swerved out of there so fast. But like that's what I'm scared of. It's like unfortunately, like I don't want to affect anyone else, but it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Which is like I hate that part about vlogging. So
yeah, so like it's just rough, especially because this really was a problem for some people before. Like when you vlog with other people that vlog, sometimes you're just like, damn, we're all vlogging.
Yeah.
Like it's like we're like a shame train, like a like, and I'm like shameless train. I'm like, damn, I don't know if we could do this. And a lot of times it's cute where we like add on top of each other and it's cute, but a lot of times I'm like, damn, we're that dumbass gaijin fucking people.
Yes.
And we're being a bother. And like I always look around like, anyone here? Like, especially because it's like, oh, we're more recognizable sometimes than the average person. We're like, oh shit, I hope no one knows it's us. And it's inevitably someone's like, oh my god, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I simultaneously hate vlogging but love vlogging. Like I love having the vlog. I hate vlogging.
Yes.
It takes me out of the moment. I am not present. If anything, I want to die. And then I have it and I watch the vlog. I'm like, wow, that was nice to look back on.
Dude, I especially hate that part because when we were overseas, I was like, man, I don't want to take myself out of an experience. It's like when you're at a concert and you see people record the concert.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yo, I'm here vibing. Like, I don't like if I put my hand up like this and focus like, oh, is the shot good? Like, is everything good? Like, I want to just like experience that.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think I'd ever do that. But like, yeah, looking back on it, maybe it's just worth it.
Yeah, I think that our jobs are obviously to create content. And so like, for example, like I'm gone for 3 weeks in Korea, Japan. I do think it's probably a good idea for me to vlog. But at the same time, I'm like, ooh, pulls me out every time. I'm no longer present. So, but like, I just think that's unfortunately the reality of our job.
I think there's like spin-offs of it though. Like I feel like one of my favorite pieces of content to consume that is kind of vlog style, but I don't think takes as much of just like raw footage is those, they're kind of like not music videos, but they're like modern day AMVs, right? Where you can like film it vertical or horizontal, and it's just like, oh, I was at a park, and you take like one quick video of it, and then like you mesh it all together over music, and you're like, my first 3 days in Japan, and it's like this beautiful like scenery stuff.
I thought you were about to talk about like you just liked watching people dance on TikTok, and I'm like, wow, that is my least favorite content of all time.
No, that's also one of my least favorite content. Yes. No, I just mean like creating more like cinematic pieces so that it's less of like, okay, I just had to film for the last 15 minutes of me like doing whatever this is. Because what people I think don't know about vlogs is there's so much footage that doesn't make it in. Like if you're going to dinner, you filmed for 10 minutes and then like you see
30 seconds
of that. Yeah.
If you see my vlog that came out, there's almost no footage that didn't make it in. Like I had no footage. My editor was like,
so you're just a master.
No,
yeah,
like
the vlog was good.
I was gonna say it was like 20 minutes, right? Like
yeah, I gave them like 31 minutes of footage. Like there was like almost like, and like the footage I was honest constantly like I should have taken more B-roll or taken more like stuff, but like it's just so weird. I learned a lot doing it for the first time.
Yep.
No, it sounds like you were perfect, because a lot of the time with the vlog, you feel like you have to overshoot to like.
I felt like I
can't miss
needed to
anything.
shoot more. Like I was always like, wow, like my editors can't edit this well because I'm only giving them this, And then I think back to like the vlogs I used to look at that I was like, wow, Sugoi. It was like the Casey Neistat vlogs where he would set up the shot, leave the scene, come back, say like a 5-second thing, and then do it again. I'm like, wow, this guy had so much effort in his shit.
Yeah, really produced.
I went like, I panned like this with my camera. 4 seconds, I'm out, guys. I already got the shot.
Yeah.
But he's also doing it really efficiently. Like he's got his shots, gets those 3, and he's done.
Oh.
Versus like most people are like, I feel like I have to film all of this and all of this and all of this, and then the editor puts it together. But since he's editing it too, he's like, I got the shot done. I can enjoy my day now.
Wow. Yeah, I hope to be as good as that. Whereas I don't look back on it, I'm like, wow, I missed a lot. A lot of my vlog focus on food. I hate vlogs for food that don't show the person eating. But I ran into the shame thing I talked about. The ever-present moment, the shame. And I'm like, oh God, it is kind of, I can't. Some of the places were just like so quiet, so intimate. My favorite place I ate at was Katsudon in Japan. And I choked on my Katsudon while I was eating it. I didn't ask for water. I just choked quietly, ate faster, and then left the restaurant, and then ran to a vending machine and like looked for water. because it was like so like I don't want to ruin the moment for other people. I don't want people to look at me. I'm literally like shoulder to shoulder with. There's only 8 seats in the restaurant. Yeah,
This is so relatable.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a Japan experience right there.
Yeah, I waited 30 minutes for that. I was like, it looks so beautiful, and I personally love seeing like people eat, and then it's just like, oh, I got like 2 out of 10 places with the reverse thing, and that's it.
Yeah, I think you learn a lot when you're watching like. Something that I started delving into, which has been fun, is like voiceovers.
Oh.
So I'm like, if I missed a piece or like I didn't get to explain something in the vlog, then I just voice over it. I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
I like that. That is nice.
It's been fun. So
As we're talking about this, I think I've realized that what I've done to Instagram is what I've done to vlogging. Like I kind of just do it because it's what I've seen and how I see people like produce content and to continue to like work in this scene. But I don't really like vlogging. I just do it because it's something I think I should do.
Oh.
But yeah, like there is so many different styles. I could do I should just film whatever I'm passionate about. If that's like more cinematography, go for that.
If you see the difference between my vlog and some of the other vlogs, it's like mine is very much like these are the 10 food places I went to. And like it's very obvious, like the name is there, and like if you wanted to go to those food places, you could. And so mine is like, oh, we're just here for food. The other things are like myself, my friends, the airplane, the Japan itself is not relevant. It's just like this is the store. Thumbs up.
Yeah. Well, that's a great thing is that I think everyone's vlog does have it's like from their eyes. It's whatever they decide to capture that is important to them.
Yeah, I think like that's another really fun form of content is like the top. I have so many TikToks saved of like top 10 places I ate in Japan, and it's literally a voiceover, a shot of what you ate, a shot of you eating it, a shot of the restaurant next, and then it's like I feel like I could really see you making that kind of content too if you wanted shorter. That's what I spent
hours looking at. Weeks before Japan, I was just like, in my bed being like, oh, okay. And I'd have saved them all. And then before going to Japan, I had a list of 20 places I was going to go to. I only went to 3.
Okay.
4.
Oh, no.
4. But I went to so many places that like someone would randomly be like, yo, you should probably go here. I'm like, I should go here. You know, and I mean, it's Japan. Everything's good. Yeah, and I wanted to try great places, but I can always go back for that, you know? Yeah. I mean, every time I come back, we do that thing where it's like, wow, we're just like Japan pilled for like a month. Like, it really sucks because it's like your personality is just Japan.
Yeah, I just went to Japan.
And it's like, you come back, oh, this place doesn't have trains like I did in Japan.
Where's the Famichiki?
Yeah, like the
I miss my 7-Eleven.
The 7-Eleven is nothing like where I just went. Like, man, when we were there, we didn't have this many tourists. You know, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I'll sound like that for another like 15 days.
Yeah.
Jodi and I were talking about how it feels like a chore to eat here. Like in Japan, it's so easy. It's like you wake up, go to the convenience store, boom, breakfast is done. Here it's like, do I cook? Do I order something? Yeah.
I've transitioned to become I eat to live rather than live to eat. And so that was so easy in Japan. I'm also, Sydney always says I eat like a bird. And I do. I think I eat like a bird throughout the day. Like I'm just like a little meals person throughout the whole day. And so like Japan 7-Eleven just saved me. I get a little rice ball. I get a little famichiki. And then I'm good. We eat dinner. I'm great. I'm satisfied. And then here I'm like, fuck, man. What do I want to eat all the time? It does feel like it's a chore. I'm like, I don't want to have to worry about what I want to eat. And like, I hate cooking and I wish I loved it. I really wish I loved it.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been thinking about cooking a lot lately because I'm also really sick of ordering food. And I think I've realized what my issue with cooking is because I used to cook. I think we have so many people in our home that I don't feel ownership of a pan.
Buy a pan.
Like, I don't want to see, but then I don't want my own specific utensils because
have your own.
No, but if I do and then I get it and then like someone else uses it, I'm like, that's my pan, bro. I could be like Sean in his bowl.
No, get a customized
all over them.
Get a customized pan.
But I need everything. I would want my own seasonings. I would want like a section in the fridge. Like I don't know why, but I'm really weird about it. I'm like I'm like,
yeah. Now it's like I don't know how you would do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
I thought it was just a pan, but no, you want everything.
I want everything because it doesn't like I'm like I don't have ownership tip of this fork or like this, and like if I put it there, and like what if someone else is about to cook and I'm soaking the pan, and then you know what I mean? It's just like it stresses me out much that I'm like, well, I'll just eat.
I think if you start it, it might be okay. Like, I think a lot of times it's just all in here until we...
No, I know it is. I got problems, but I don't know how to fix them.
I got problems.
Like, because originally I also had parts of that. And that's why if you look toward... This is the stovetop, like right here. If you look toward the right of the stovetop, there is just a area where it is just stacked to like... It's all like, this is fish sauce, this is hoisin, this is like... all these random things, and it's just slowly grown over time to become like my area.
You have a little mini city over there.
And like I think for me, like especially living in a house like this, like I don't care if people use stuff, but there are things that I prefer. Like if there's a pan that's missing that I wanted to use for something, I'm like, fuck, Sean used this, okay. I'm not gonna talk to him about it. I'm just this like, you know, wallow in my annoyance.
Plan his demise.
Yes, exactly. For
That's
like,
when you use his bowl and you don't clean it. Sean has a specific bowl that he's had for a long time.
Sean has had this bowl since I lived in his living room. So it's been 5 years.
Yeah, long time.
It's been a long time. So since the beginning of like when I started streaming. So I don't know. It probably was around prior to that. So this bowl is ancient. It's like this light blue bowl. There's nothing even special about it. It is the most fucking average bowl you have ever seen.
Probably like $3 a Daiso.
But it's his bowl.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you use my bowl, don't. Basically. And then he's like, I remember there was a time we lived with someone and they used his bowl and they didn't wash it. He's like, you used my fucking bowl. It's like, all right, I'll never use this bowl. You just don't use it. And if you use it, you must wash it.
But isn't it? It's like a privilege. It's like a cat chose you when he lets you use the bowl, because he'll like let you on occasion. He'll be like, "Oh, you can use my bowl," and I'm like, "Really? I can use your bowl? Thanks."
He's like, just wash it.
Yeah, no. But that is always what follows. But you better wash it. Like you gotta wash my bowl and put it back.
I actually think it came from living with people.
Yes,
because
I get it.
Like it was the only thing he had to be responsible for, and it was the only thing that other people just like didn't have to touch, kind of thing. Because I think that living with people ends up being like, oh, somebody didn't wash the dishes. He's like, yeah, well, I only got one bowl, and it's always washed.
It very much is like that, you know. And then so, because in the house, generally speaking, only me and Sean use stuff, and like me, I think Sean cooks the most, and so I can always tell like, oh, he did this. And so like it's never a question because no one cooks in this household, so I never have to guess. But most households I'm a part of, there's like 4 people, and you're always like you're playing Among Us. You're like who the fuck did this? They soaked like 6 pans. They've been here for a couple days, or like who used this bowl? And like, oh, those are my favorite chopsticks. Who used that? And like every time it's like you just wallow and you slowly plan their demise, but you don't know who. So it's like you slowly sort out the pieces, you know. It's like a game of Clue. Yeah.
We tried fixing that problem at my, like, many moons ago, and we all had designated colors. So, like, I was, like, purple, someone was blue, someone was yellow, whatever. Somebody just started using my bowl or their yellow, you know, whatever. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not doing that. Someone's clearly using that. Do you not remember your color? It just went to shit. Somebody fucked up the whole system.
It is definitely... it's super hard to live with people. Yeah. Like we have the luxurious choice where people can just choose not to cook. Yeah. But like a lot of times I've lived with people where it's like everyone cooks. Yeah. And then you're just like, who the fuck did that? I'm watching.
The murder mystery unfolding.
Literally, I'm like, who the fuck? But yeah, you know, I always think cooking is just fun. Like for me, it's like I have never had something where I just put a podcast to kind of, or like put like a YouTube video to, but I'll just blast the video and I'll be walking around. I'll be learning about like stem cells super randomly. Like some Korean guy did some stem cell research and he like fooled an entire world that he actually like did it correctly. And I'll learn like a bunch of small things. And later in like, I don't know if anyone ever asked, I'm like, did you know that Huang in 2006 like fooled the entire world? He had 2 papers, they were all incorrect, and like he got the stem cell whatever bullshit, you know? It's just like a relaxing time because I also hate cleaning, but like I'll just put it on and it'll just be like I won't even think about it.
You saying this makes me think I know why I don't like cooking. I have a very hard time like being able to focus on 2 tasks at once. Like I'm super just focused on one thing at a time. Like it has my complete focus. And like, for example, cooking, because it's not secondhand like nature to me. Like, for example, I could clean and listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
But I can't cook and listen to a podcast because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in the kitchen. So I'm like constantly would have to be like going back and forth. And then I would miss something either in cooking or in my podcast. And then I feel like I have to go back and catch up because I missed something.
I only can do the podcast part during prep and during cleaning.
Oh, I see.
When I'm cooking, I'm like, how many tablespoons of green onions? Fuck it. And then I was just like salt. Yeah, that's my favorite part about cooking is just like you don't have to be specific that much. But like when I was baking, it was like, oh, I missed a like milligram of fucking like pepper here or sugar here.
It's done.
It's ruined.
It's inedible.
Yes.
Yeah. Baking is a chore.
Shit, man.
What's interesting about so like you and Sean are definitely the biggest cooks in the house.
Yeah.
And the house has kind of created an equilibrium around that where I can look at the kitchen and be like, okay, Sean just finished cooking and he's cleaning his dishes right now, or like whatever, like Scarra's done this or whatever. But then every so often there will be something out of place where I'm like, this wasn't the 2 boys.
Yes.
I wonder who left this here.
I have not cooked a single day in this house.
No,
so.
it's normally not cooking. It'll be like a cup or something that's like out of character, like one that they wouldn't use. I'm like,
yeah,
interesting.
It's like, oh, we had guests over. Oh, they decided to use this cup, huh?
Yeah.
I
an
hate
interesting
cooking.
space.
I'm just a sandwich eater. I've been a sandwich eater my whole life. I just make sandwiches all the time.
Cooking sandwiches has been nice, which makes weird sense.
Cooking sandwiches.
Yeah, how do you cook a sandwich?
Well, it's like I had a week where I was obsessed with Korean street toast, and so I was just making on. It was good stuff. But it was like, yeah, you would just use like coleslaw mix and then like, you know, put it on the stovetop. You would mix together a bunch of eggs. It would be eggs with whatever meat, which I used ham, and then you just put it on the stovetop.
I feel like such a simpleton. I'm like, I put lettuce on my bread with the cheese
with
turkey.
No. When I eat, sometimes I just eat bread, like untoasted bread. I will just take the bread out of the thing and be like,
wait, we're talking like a slice of bread, not like a baguette, just a literal slice of bread. That's like me when my mom was like, oh yeah, dinner's on you tonight, and like I just don't know what to eat.
No, but
did your mom do that?
No. My mom was very, very nice. But like when you go to a friend's house and you're like, ah, shit, I have to eat something, and then they eat bread late at night.
Oh, a lot of my friends were Asian, and so if their mom saw me doing that, they would not only be pissed, but they would also serve me more food than I could eat.
Yeah.
And so but like for me, like I like that. And so sometimes I'll just be like, piece of bread.
Like you're baiting them into cooking you food?
No. Like I'll just like randomly eat bread.
Wow.
Because bread for me is so much my favorite food that like I can eat bread in any form. Toasted bread, like just bread. I don't need butter on it.
See, I love bread with butter or cheese or like anything, but I don't really want just bread. Just bread reminds me of, like I'm staying the night at my old best friend's house and they're like a granola family, you know what I mean? And they don't really have anything and and you just eat bread or crackers.
Yes, it is like, wow, like I've fallen deep into poverty. And it's when I eat bread, I'm like, this is what like peasants. I imagine like you just, but I do that.
I mean, bread slaps, don't get me wrong. But butter also slaps. So I like that.
The de-evolution of this conversation is really like striking with me right now, where we started from like this high-tech social media stuff and now we're talking about bread.
Wait, every time that I eat bread and like an apple or bread and cheese, I'm like, damn, it's been slapping for so long.
Yeah.
Like humans just have been eating this combo for so long and we don't get tired of it.
Yeah. I don't really have a passionate feeling about bread. I like bread. It's good, but
what is your favorite food?
I always just default and say curry, but like I like a lot of stuff, but I don't like love anything, not like, you know what I mean?
I love bread.
I love bread.
I do love bread. Garlic bread?
I love
bread's good.
Anything.
It's not like the best thing I've ever had, but I like garlic bread. Yeah.
Wow,
what's your guilty pleasure? Ice cream. Really? Boba? What? She fucking loves boba.
Pizza?
I'm in having a thing with boba right now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
we're on a break.
We're breaking up. Yeah.
I get it.
I don't know. I guess like I always feel really bad about eating. Okay, well, wow, this does involve bread. I love sourdough bread.
Okay.
The bread I feel the most passionate about is sourdough.
Okay.
So I put sourdough bread and then I toast it a little bit and I put butter on it. I let the butter melt and then I put peppered salami and it's like disgusting. Like how it's just the butter and the salami and all the salt
That
and
doesn't
the
sound
stuff.
disgusting to me at all.
No, it's the
all.
best. It's like really, really
Wait,
good.
I feel like
but-
that's really not that bad
Yeah,
for
it's
you,
pretty
no?
good.
Oh, it's just like a lot of carb and like grease.
Sounds
and...
like my shit.
I was gonna say, like, you're saying nothing
no
wrong
shame in
right
that.
now.
Okay, well then try it next time. It's really good.
I mean, salami, I love. Bread,
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
Butter, I love.
On a little sourdough piece or
That's
you know
my
whatever.
shit.
Pick your vice of bread and then just, it's
Yeah,
pretty good.
I love asking Jodi. I was like, what's your favorite food right now? She's like, I really like bagels. I've kind of been on a bagel thing for a while.
So she talked about for a year.
Yeah, no, and I'm like,
whoa. Bagels have been my love for many years.
no, and I'm like, like, because for most people, when they talk about like their current thing, it's like their thing for like a month or a thing for their week. How long have you been into bagels? She's like, 6 years. And I'm like, excuse me?
No, that's true. It is. I mean, I've eaten bagels my whole life, and then college happens. We're all fucking broke, and like, what's the cheapest thing for me to buy on my campus is a bagel.
Bagel, yep.
It's $2.15 with cream cheese, and I would eat that every day
Yeah, like
because like it's just the thing that I can afford, and it was cheap, and I still love them.
Yeah,
I still love them.
But for me, I'm like, this week I'm really feeling like curry. But you're like, this decade, I'm really feeling bagels.
That's why I'm saying, like, this conversation makes me feel like I'm a simpleton. Like, I do love foods, but I also
No,
just, like, I
it's-
can eat so simply and be fine.
Yeah, I think that's
good.
that's good. Like, you don't want to have a palate which can only eat like high class food or like very complicated foods, because that's
Hard to maintain.
yes, it's very like, unless you want to do the effort. Like, food sometimes shouldn't be effort. You guys talked about food being effort, and when I hear that, I'm like, it shouldn't be effort. It's just there for
Food is effort.
I feel like I'm force feeding myself.
Bro and I had this exact same talk. It's like, I'm trying to eat so that I can go do something else, and like you're just struggling.
Oh,
I wish I could just drink a shake. Like I wish I could have a
Yes.
shake that is like my entire nutrition, and then I just breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
if they
Call it
introduced
good.
that and it had no side effects, it was actually like positive for you, right? I would still only eat it for one meal a day.
I just want the option.
Yeah.
If anything, actually, if we're going this far, I'd rather just be a plant. I just want to be able to soak
You
the
wanna
sun.
photosynthesize?
I would like to photosynthesize and then eat when I like.
That's fair. Yeah.
We are going rather basic. We went away from human like qualities.
Let me be a plant.
and it's like, okay,
You just want sunlight.
yeah.
I just want a sunlight and maybe a bagel.
You outside just open your mouth.
I'd be pretty happy. Like if I just had some sunshine. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, recently, I've been going out a lot since we got back, and I have never really. There's a period of time where I really explored LA restaurants, and then like I stopped because like COVID happened, and then like you have to make all these plans, and everyone goes to the same places, and like you have to be kind of invested into finding new restaurants and knowing who to ask and knowing how to research online to like get good stuff. And like I only do that for traveling. When I travel to other places, I'm like, these are the restaurants I want to go to.
Yeah.
But for LA, for some reason, I got to a point where like I have 20 restaurants I like, which is a lot. And then I'm just like, I'm good. But like I came back and like I've been eating with people, and sometimes the party sizes are weird or like they have weird requests, and I'm just like, these guys really want to eat like cold noodles at a place that's not crowded in K-Town at 7 p.m. I'm like, okay, for 6, I'll figure it out. And like I've been eating some very delightful food in LA.
Ooh.
It's been really like I have been going to places where I'm like, damn, I wish I went to this place before. I went to a cold noodle place this lunchtime in Yuchun, and it was just like packed. Like all Korean places, all Koreans in there, and essentially like they give you it's Korean cold noodles, and their self-serve is broth. Literally like beef broth or chicken broth or something. And so you go up for the broth, you like pour some in a cup, and you pour like the pepper, and you just drink it while you're eating cold noodles.
That's unique.
Yeah, it's very nice.
That sounds delicious. That is something that I feel like I have not done in the LA area. I do not eat out here. I don't know why. LA, I think I just like kind of hermit in LA because I low-key kind of hate it here. So I'm like, I don't really want to go outside here. But I feel like there's such good restaurants here that I should go out and explore.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have been doing that more. So it's made my. A lot of times we talk about how like we hate LA and like when to move out, and that I have never actually thought that. It to the degree that I feel like other people I hear, I'm always like I don't mind LA at all. It's just like traveling around LA fucking blows, but like the food itself is what keeps me here. And so like being able to find more food, I'm like, oh, this place was nice. Like I found the KBBQ place that Jamie recommended me. Bomb, so good. But she also told me you're not allowed to post on Twitter. You have to gatekeep this place. And I'm just like, okay. But literally, her and Anthony were like, you were gatekeeping this. I'm like, I've never been a part of something like this. But okay, like
Secret KBBQ
this
club.
feels like kind of wrong. But yeah, it's like a place that's like one of the cheapest places. It's one of the best food.
Wow.
And it has zero line, and it can seat however many. Like, and I'm like, wow, this place is awesome. I went there, I'm like, damn, this place is awesome, and I can't talk about it. Which for me, like, my part of what I love is sharing.
Yes, yeah.
Food. So I'm like, I love Jamie Anthony. I'll gatekeep for like, there's like a clause on how much time I have to do this. It's probably like a couple months.
All right, we'll be waiting on the other end when
Yeah.
you're ready to tell us.
No, we can go. We just can't. I can't talk about
Our
it.
lips are sealed.
Oh, and we can't post about it or talk about it.
Well, I mean, it depends how much you like Jamie.
Enough not to post for KBBQ place.
Yeah, for me, like, for people who don't know, like, Jamie is like a person who I trust with food in the terms of like she is the most picky and has eaten the best food. And obviously, like, Anthony is a person who like takes photos of food for a living. So they both love food. They live to eat food. And so like when they give me a recommendation, I'm like, oh, okay, we'll write it down, you know?
Yeah.
And so I trust them a lot. They're like probably the people I trust the most when it comes to food recs.
Yeah, they've never steered me wrong.
Yeah, they do eat good.
But it's funny because then on the opposite end of the spectrum, because we lived with Jamie, some nights she would have like mozzarella sticks and dino nuggets for dinner. So like she eats good and then she eats really bad too.
Yeah, I think like that's part of like you have to be able to enjoy both, unless it turns into work.
Yeah,
she's definitely the type of person where she like we were making grilled cheese one night. And she's like, oh, you have this bread. This is the best bread to grill cheese with. I'm like, damn, okay.
Yeah, she can cook. I do miss the setup was like she would cook and then clean the dishes. I would clean the dishes afterwards if she made me food, and that was the best setup. And like I pray for another person that I can do that with. I'm like, you cook me food, I'll clean your dishes, and it'll be good because I can't cook. That's all I want.
How did we get the food? We went food all the way.
Yeah, we have barely touched this podcast 37.
Oh, that's great. I love when we don't touch the topics. Not because like whoever wrote them, I know who wrote them is like I don't like wasting their time, but I always feel like defaulting to that means that it means that it's been a slow week. And like we've been off to other stuff. I say we, and I keep bringing up Japan, and I know Sid has had to sit here and been like, yeah, but like you were
just stares daggers in your
eyes. You were like honorarily, like I swear I saw your shadow there sometimes. I was like, oh shit.
If it makes you feel better, I was not the same without you. I was like, oh, I don't ever want to go to Japan again without Sydney. I want her there.
I hope to be there next time. Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you're like, I'll be back next week, but
yeah, I was like, oh, like I mean, Sid's the homie, but like. It's like,
no,
valid.
Valid.
Like not that much the homie, you know. Like there's a lie. She's the homie in the States, you know. But like across border lines, I don't know if that really counts.
That's fair, Scarra. I can't judge you for that.
That's why her shadow was haunting you.
Yeah. Oh man.
Do you want to talk about your Japan trip?
I almost feel like I've talked about it enough in other places.
I feel similarly.
Yes, it's like, but like we should maybe cover it a little bit.
Hey guys, we went to Japan. Now.
Oh, okay. We could talk about liver pills.
Okay, I'm down to talk about that. That shit slaps.
Okay. First of all, before anything, I know there's a lot of viewers that are underage or don't drink. We're not pushing you to drink. In fact, please do not drink. But in case you do, okay, we found these pills in Japan that have a liver on them, like a literal physical picture of a liver, and they're like pills you can take at night and you don't get hangovers the next day. And it was fascinating because I feel like we live in the States where everyone fucking drinks, so we should have them in the States. But in Japan, it's sold in every 7-Eleven, and everyone
They're like $1.
Okay,
50 cents.
I didn't drink that much. I would say I would drink half the days there. I'm pretty sure you
Oh yes.
every night. And
They should put me on a billboard holding that little liver packet.
And like I would, every time I go out with people, they'd be like, pills, like liver pills. And if you take like 1 or 2 pills, you would not get a hamburger next time. And it was so crazy. Like Michael was like, this is like an astounding like feat of medicine. He brought back a case. Peter bought a case to bring back.
Two.
Yeah, yes.
Peter bought 2 packs.
And then it's like when they share it with their friends here, everyone's like, why doesn't the States have this?
Yeah. I feel like the States probably have it. I just don't know what it would be called.
Yes.
I don't even know what it's called there because I can't read Japanese. But basically, we go out to dinner. Scar's VTuber friends are like, you guys are drinking tonight? Here, take these. And we're all like, what are these? They're like, they're magic pills. You won't have a hangover. You'll feel great. And we're like,
Wait,
okay.
that was the origination?
Yes.
Oh, it was from...
It's from you.
It was from Oni, bro? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay.
So shouts out to them because seriously, it made Japan a lot easier. But yeah, you basically take this pill, comes in a pack of 2 or 3 if you get the premium kind. And yeah, you honestly, I can handle my alcohol so much more. I could take like 8 shots on that. I'm a monster. I'm a tank. And I'll wake up feeling great. It's crazy.
I'm really curious the science behind it and how it works.
So I looked up the ingredients. It just like helps your liver process the alcohol better.
It's probably not good to encourage drinking every day.
Yeah, don't do that.
To the degree that we did it. Like these guys were out to like sunrise was just a concept for them.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. 4 a.m. comes. Sunrise is very early in Japan. 4 a.m. comes. I'm like, another sunrise. Another time to go to bed with the sun out.
But it was insane. Like you have not tried it yet, right?
No. But I heard about it
There's
because
just
when we had people over yesterday, the day before, whenever that was, people were talking about it, and I didn't try it because I had like 1 beer. But
oh, we had people over yesterday for the 4th of July. Okay, let's finish this liver thing, and then I want to talk about this.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, it's like pig fat and stuff, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I just don't know why a country who drinks, like I would say the States drinks.
Yeah,
okay, not as much as Japan is like. In Korea are countries that drink.
Yeah.
Well, I actually was thinking, I was like, I wonder if it's because drinking is a bigger part of their culture, but on the weekdays, like they kind of drink and then go to work the next day. Whereas I think that here in the States, like people drink on Friday, Saturday, and then they go to work after, you know?
Oh, okay. My dog sitter's
See,
dropping my dogs off. Who has my
They're
dogs
here.
right now?
Your dogs are over there.
Oh, dogs.
Where should the dogs go?
Let me text your roommate. Let me. Hello, puppies. Yeah, maybe he's racist. He must be racist.
Who?
The
Your dog
sitter.
walker?
I have this new dog sitter, but usually the person who brings the dogs down is Toast, and he called him Toast.
He probably didn't even look up. I would be like, here you go.
Yeah.
Peace.
I think he just assumed it was going to be the same. But yeah, perfect. Thanks, guys. Those are my dogs.
Cheers, dogs.
Dogs are taken care of.
Perfect.
Now we
transition
perfectly segue.
into 4th of July.
4th of July.
So the 4th of July was a very hilarious day because you had planned on a pool party.
Well, no, I did not plan on a pool party.
You had planned on a pool party, and it was.
He just I thought you were gonna reword that to fit her narrative.
I'm gonna start doing that. That's awesome.
I feel like I feel like I did rephrase it.
No, you
said the same word.
I just acknowledged what you said
and then ignored it.
and then I said the same thing.
Who are you trying to convince right now?
Carry on,
Like,
Scarra.
what?
So I planned a pool party.
Yes, and there was a lot of people over, more than I expected.
Okay.
Which I
More than I expected because I did not plan a pool party.
Wait, do you know what happened?
no.
Okay. I'm chilling. My friends know I haven't left the house in forever and I can't go anywhere. Cyan messages me and says, hey, can Eugene and I come over to your place and we'll grill and we'll hang out outside. We'll bring the dogs and we can just hang out. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah. Can I invite my roommates? Of course. She's like, yeah. So I invite the roommates and like, I don't really know who's going to show up or who's not. And then OTV staff, I'm like, hey, you guys aren't doing anything. You want to come by? We're going to do that. And then Next thing I know, Michael's like, hey, can me and my housemates come use the pool and hang out? We'll grill for you guys and we'll drink and whatever. And so then them and then Cyan brought some friends and then the other friends got invited. And then next thing you know, I threw a pool party.
So anyways, sit through a pool party. I feel like your explanation is just like, wait, I was right.
Wait, no, Sydney did not throw a pool party. A pool party was thrown on her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It turned into a whole. But I'm like glad it was really nice to hang out outside.
The origination of the food party.
Food party.
Food party?
Yes.
Anyway, I mean, it was basically a food party.
Anyways, can we talk about that? It's funny.
Oh, the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the people came over was Michael and his friends. So for people who don't know, Michael lives with his friends somewhere, which I can't say without doxing them. And he's always had this thing where his high school friends always promised that they would live together. It's kind of cute, actually, really cute.
So they're all from Hawaii and they moved here together.
Yes. And so they have a house together, kind of close. They came over to use our pool. And what I didn't know was they had one of them started the day at 5 a.m. Maybe a little bit before. They ran a marathon.
I didn't know that.
And
oh my god, you didn't know?
That's why they were here so early.
Wasn't it like a 5K or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ran it in like 21 minutes.
Like-
Something crazy.
Like he crushed it.
Yeah.
And they had pho, and then they came over here and they started drinking from like 9 a.m.
9 a.m. There's just music bumping in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like
I woke up because Dynamite was playing, and I was like, who's bumping Dynamite outside? It's 10 a.m. right now.
Yeah. So like at this point, like I got up at 2, kind of. So I got up at 2, and I went outside. I'm like, wow, they're like all here in our
party.
thing. Yeah, they're like going, and at some point, the person in question, one of his friends, is just very drunk.
Is he the guy that did the 5K?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he deserves to do what happened.
He can do whatever he wants.
He can do
That's
whatever
what
he
we
wants.
said.
Exactly.
But he also was like, hey guys, I'm going to black out in 30 minutes. Like he said that. And we're all like, okay, all right.
He drank the same as everyone else, but usually apparently he drinks more. But like because he ran a 5K that day, I'm assuming his body was relatively like dehydrated and not prepared for the alcohol. He blacked out. Okay. And before he like did that, or before he passed out, he threw up in our restroom. So you know when you throw up, you hold the sides of the toilet and you vomit like this. I didn't realize it was fucking Hercules. Right hand broke our porcelain on our toilet bowl, and it like cut his hand, and the porcelain is just, the pool is broken, the restroom, the toilet is broken. When you flush it, the water goes out to the side and then onto the floor. And I'm just like, I looked at it, I'm like, what the fuck happened? The entire time, Michael's friends are all like tending to him because they want to help him out. And every time I see their friends, especially one of them, Maya, she's always like, nothing's wrong. Hey Scarra, we're all good. And I'm like, she keeps saying that. I'm like, what is going on? So I find out all of this is happening. And I'm like, we broke our restroom. There's just a big sign right now that says racist inside. Do not enter. And I'm just like, what is going on?
John spent like 10 minutes making those signs. I'm like, babe, this is not worth it. And he's like, no, this will be worth it.
No, it was worth it.
Was
I walked past that bathroom and laughed so hard.
Yeah.
Like, it was worth it.
I took a picture. I was like, this
glad.
is so good.
I'm glad.
That's funny. The first person, I did not think it was John.
It's
I
John.
thought it was Amanda.
You should
I was
have
like,
seen
this is
him.
an Amanda joke.
You should have seen him like he's like on the counter, on the kitchen counter, writing on these things and taping the door.
It's a good joke. It's a good
Anyways,
joke.
yeah, it says
You
do
thought
not
that was an
enter
Amanda
racist
joke?
inside.
Yeah.
Oh,
That does seem like an Amanda
That was an
joke.
Amanda joke to me. Yeah.
She always does a thing where it's like, she has a great idea, and then like it's a great idea up until like 70%, and the last 30% is just crazy.
Yeah.
She is crazy.
Yeah.
She is so unassuming.
So she is like for you don't know Amanda, she works for OTV, and she always recommends something for us to do all the time, and it's just like, it's very like normal the first 70%. What if we go out to the streets later at night, and then the last 30% of the statement is like, and we have fake guns and costumes, and we pretend to shoot them a plane or something like that. I'd
so
be like,
true.
oh, what?
That is exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
It'll be something like, let's go rent a mall Santa. And you're like, okay, I'm on board. And it's like, but he killed someone. It's like, huh?
Yes.
And she's like very small and unassuming, and then when she does that, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Hello?
Makes for good content
Yeah,
ideas
it
though.
does.
She's really just churning them out. Never know what you're gonna get.
Ooh.
What's funny too with the Michael friend thing is that I came downstairs pretty late too, and they were all already super drunk. And I was like, hey, all right, let me get one of the liver pills. And Michael's like, I didn't bring them. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I didn't think we were drinking. I'm like, huh?
There's no way he thought that, man. He comes to a pool, he's like, oh.
On 4th of July, no
Yeah.
liver pills, man.
Dude, 4th of July, if you're in downtown or Koreatown during the time, they just set them off in like apartment level.
Yeah.
I'm there and I'm outside eating bingsu, like literally like on the main street of K-Town, and bingsu shaved ice. So I'm taking a bite of the shaved ice, boom, shotgun. Like I literally felt like I was getting
imagine your
tendinitis
face.
that night. I was just like, it was so bad. Like I've been to like very loud raves. I've been to like concerts, and like I have never felt that I needed earplugs as much as that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fireworks. Honestly, I just hope that one day we transition to drone shows. I like fireworks. They're really pretty, but
I think
it scares everybody's pets. They're loud as hell.
Yeah.
People do them like 8 days early. Like, why are we setting off fireworks 8 days before the event? People get hurt all the time. When I was younger, I had a bunch of like kind of honky tonk drive ATVs in the street friends.
Oh, we've had the same experience.
Yeah, no, we grew up the same. We really did. One of them guys named Riley, of course, the name is Riley. He set off a firework, didn't get back in time, blew his thumb off his finger. And it's like, I remember seeing that stuff when I was a kid. I'm like, oh, that's terrifying. So then I was always too scared to set off fireworks. People just leave firework trash everywhere. Like,
I think we should not be like. I think there should be fireworks shows,
Yes,
and there should
and that's
no.
it.
Like,
Yes.
I should not be able
yes.
to have fireworks.
Oh.
Especially like on a holiday drunk. Also, has anyone looked at the air quality index? Like literally, it's like you finish like a firework holiday because we have a couple, and then the next day it's like, yeah, the air quality index is unhealthy. Do not go outside. Like 200 plus. I'm like, yeah, it's because we just polluted the fuck out of the air.
When I was a kid, I had fireworks every year. We were the guys illegally buying them. Like we would go to vendors and be like, "Oh shit, we're $100 to get all of this." We're like, yeah, hell yeah! You know? Like, and then like sparklers, the fucking Roman candles. I was so happy
Because you're from Texas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah.
He's from Texas. He'd hang out with Riley.
Yeah.
Well, see, my Riley would make like TNT bombs and
Yeah.
shit like that. Like we were blowing shit up. I'm watching people like put powder into like this PCP pipe with sparkler bombs.
I
Shit,
remember
I'm
that.
like,
I remember that.
You guys ever take like Roman candles and then aim at each other?
Yes,
and
and fight with it. Yeah.
Wizard
with it?
duels, yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid shit, man.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was
You
stupid.
just do it when you're older, but this time there's alcohol involved. Like, great.
Yeah.
Damn, we should bring that back. You guys got Roman candles?
I think everyone should just get those little smoke bombs that are green and purple, and then we should get sparklers, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, and the things that like you throw on the ground.
Oh, I hate those.
I hate them. I
those because
agree.
everyone throws it. They're like, oh, hee hee, and then ow, I don't like it.
They throw it at you?
Yeah.
I've no.
Wait, but they
My
don't
Riley
hurt
was
that
different than
bad.
your Riley.
No, they don't hurt, but it's a scary sound. It's like bees, you know.
I like to snap them in my fingers.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
What
my
kind of
god,
kid
that
you were.
reminded me of those guns with the orange circle things.
Cap guns.
Oh, the
Cap
cap guns.
guns.
I was not allowed to have those.
Those were fun.
Yeah,
Those were fun.
Oh.
I remember that though.
Yeah.
Childhood was very different. I wonder, like, what it is now. Do people still like?
Roman candle fight.
Yeah,
I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, have you not seen any of the clips from like yesterday?
No.
There were, I want to say it was some streamers who were doing Roman candle fights in their house.
No, why do
Oh,
people
yeah.
do fireworks? Okay, this is what I don't understand. I'm like, do you not
Yeah.
understand how fast fire spreads in a home? Like in
Yeah.
your home, like just go outside.
Yeah.
Their
Don't be
their
so
house
scary.
looked trashed. They were just like lighting a firework, throwing it in a room, and holding the door closed. Yeah, and then like shooting
What?
each other.
In the name
Yeah.
of content.
It looked dangerous.
Yeah.
No, that is dangerous.
It's very dangerous. Speed
Oh,
set
that's
off
scary.
a Pikachu firework on his bed. Like he literally just put it
No.
on its bed and it's just in the
Yeah.
live on stream. I'm like,
And I think he's done that before. That's like his tradition.
it was the second annual Pikachu
I guess
lighting.
maybe they're just saying like, if my house burns down, fuck it, I got
He
the
could
money.
just,
I
he
guess.
could just buy another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Yep.
That fire is scary. The other thing though is like house fires can spread, so it's
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
might not just affect you. Like it could affect everything.
Yeah. Don't know that they're thinking that, to be honest, but that is the truth. Yeah.
Oh, I majorly congested. I'm taking 5 for the podcast. You guys can still talk, but I need.
Hey.
Sorry. So I have been slightly congested for the last month or two, and I'm like trying to sit away because I realize I breathe deeper, and so some of the recording from last podcast was me breathing too much. But I don't want to sit too far away where the audio quality is bad. So I'm like always like this throughout the pot.
No, I get it. I got yelled at once for tapping my nails, and now I've put my hands down here. It's like you're so self-conscious of what people say. Oh, you just pissed a lot of people off.
What the heck?
Max deaf.
Sorry, Max. I'm only going to apologize to Max, though.
Anyways, welcome back. I came into a conversation that we were talking about Kick, the new platform.
Yeah, we were chatting about it briefly. I think Jodi and I were both just sharing the fact that we don't really have full-fledged opinions on the platform.
Okay.
Yeah, I have visited it a couple of times out of curiosity, and obviously all of the things in discourse on social media that I get to see. Should you take a Kick deal? Should Kick be a thing? Yada yada. The gambling aspect of it all. I took a glance at Kick. It just looks like a streaming platform. One of the new things that they introduced, which I found interesting, was they give you an option to filter out all hot tub and all gambling related streams from the platform. So you can go, because that's like the big anti-Kick argument is like, all of the money comes from stake, which is like the gambling, yada yada. So they're like, okay, well then you don't have to see any of this. Like you can just come onto the platform and get rid of it all.
It's weird because platforms that do that and don't make it automatic, like a lot of people don't automatically do that.
No one's going to do that.
Yeah, if anything, it should start as the basis and then you turn it on.
You should turn it on.
They would
I
never
agree.
do that because that's their income. But like, for instance, and this is something I didn't know Twitch had, you can block categories on Twitch.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Full categories. There is a button there when you search or click any category that says block. I have never... like my brain must just not process this button, and it is right there.
I've never even seen it.
Yes.
Well, I've probably seen it, but it has not registered to me.
It is something that is visible, and no one I know even knows its existence or uses it.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like Kick is just like... Kick is something that is like, I don't know, it's like one of those weird things where I feel like from like a random standpoint, I just shouldn't talk about or would rather not talk about because it might benefit me later by not talking about it. But it's just the money comes from dubious sources, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's always just like, well, I can't blame anyone who takes that because I always feel like we get into these weird things where people get mad at people for taking $100 million. And I'm just like, if you slid that across, like if I was sitting next to someone, they slid it across from me, I'm like, that is a very tempting offer.
It's like changing money.
Yeah, like I'm not motivated by money really, but even I would be like, that's a lot of fucking money, and so I'm just like, I don't know if I would have the ability to go against that, even given my moral compass. Like, but luckily I won't ever have to deal with that. Like, it won't ever be something that happens. I think for me, earlier in my career, it might have been something that I consider more. Because there have been people who have sold out earlier in their career for a lot of money and they come back and been more like, hey, you know? And I think that is more possible from the objective business standpoint about your brand. Selling out earlier and still, as long as you're like confident you can still bring it back later, it's still possible. I think a lot of people have done that for other brands, but this sellout is a little bit more morally gray, and I'm just like, oh, blood diamonds are not good. I have turned down a sponsor that was like, oh, this sponsor is like one of those things that have like human rights violations in countries, and I feel like, well, of course I'm not going to accept this sponsor. But if they come back to me with $100 million, I'd be like, okay, I probably still want to accept this sponsor, but man, that is a lot of...
You had to think hard about it.
Yeah, I'd be like, ooh. Like, I love reading comments from people who will never have the chance or opportunity to ever get a tenth of the offer. And being like, well, of course they're set for life. Why would they want more money? And it's like, even if you're financially stable, you would still, like, more money is still, like, appealing in some way or shape, form. And to completely like, I don't know. A lot of people give opinions that way, and I'm just like, I would say you just put yourself. You don't have to put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in your own shoes. Like, it's tempting. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think I would have to think really hard about a kick offer.
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, I don't think I would want to do it because I just wouldn't want to leave the community on Twitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, if someone put life-changing money where I'm like, I can buy a house and I can buy my mom a house,
Yep.
and I can like know that I'm set for life, and I can. Because I think, especially with our jobs, there's like a lot of monetary pressure when you don't know what like next week of streaming is gonna look like. Like, I'll take it. I'm gonna just send me a contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just take a gander at any of them, because it's like kind of a scary field to be in. So I think there has not been as much grace as I expected in terms of like accepting that from streamers. But I understand the argument of like bajillionaires making another bajillion money,
because it's definitely something where like the worldwide opinion, this was not the case at some point, but the worldwide opinion is that billionaires are bad. Like, no one can make $1 billion without objectively being a bad person.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even know if that's true, but I would suspect that in a lot of cases that is true.
Yeah.
And I feel like at some point it stems from a sense of like, it feels wrong to even say that. Like, I have never thought that in my life, but for some reason it's like, it feels like like fuck the government is always like fuck the rich person, like down with the rich.
Yeah.
And that's like the overall like kind of, I don't like political field, I don't like that word, but that's kind of like the political environment that we're in.
Yeah. Fuck
the rich.
Mm-hmm. It's a very it was such an interesting discourse around the Titan submarine.
Dude.
When everybody like, because I understand both standpoints, right? Because it is like, oh fuck the billionaires, fuck the rich, yada yada, like, but then there was such I felt like lack of respect for just lives.
Okay,
like,
I'm in Japan. People are cracking jokes, and I'm like, wait, we're joking about people's deaths here. They're literal lives. I don't care how much money you make. We're just like making memes, and they're not even dead yet. We don't even know if like, I'm like, holy fuck, like my whole Twitter feed is people just disrespecting. Like, I'm like, okay, so you don't know these people, but like making anyone else, making somebody famous, like, I don't know, put Zendaya on that. You would be so different.
You'd
because
cry.
Yes,
You'd be crying
because it's like, okay, yeah, that girl's a billionaire, and yeah, maybe she wants to see the Titanic, whatever. It's just like this. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't care what, like, maybe they wanted to go see it, whatever, but I'm like, these are still people's lives that you're just so blatantly disrespecting because they make more money than you and they spend it however they want, I guess. We're
definitely in an era where it's like, fuck the ultra rich.
Yeah.
And I'm more along the lines of like, dude, the ultra rich could, like, they own like 17 yachts or whatever. They can do whatever the fuck they want, you know? It's like, I don't feel like this, like, the system changes and we're like, fuck these guys. But it's very strange because as a person who's like, obviously more well off, like it feels weird for me to empathize with like a lot of my viewers on a lot of perspectives, but then when you get to this perspective, it's like, oh, like I will never have $1 billion money, I don't think, in my lifetime, or multiple $1 billion money, but it's like, oh, it's weird. It's like, this is the hill people choose to die on. It's like, fuck the rich. Like, that is a strange notion where I feel like most of the times I try to just focus on my own stuff. I've always been a guy who's like, stay in your lane in terms of like, what can I do to change stuff? Or like, if I can't like change stuff or do stuff, my opinions on it will be like rather tame because like I want to focus on what I can change.
I do think that the ultra rich have such an influence on basically everything because they are so powerful.
Yes.
And I do think it's good for people to be like, hey, fuck the rich, but not as a blanket statement. Like, as like a, hey, like, we need to bring attention to the power that they hold because this power dynamic is not good for everybody.
I think it should be more uplifting to people who are very rich who are doing good things as opposed to overall being like, fuck the super rich. A good example is that Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, I'm pretty sure, super rich guy. This guy has money, and he the best thing he ever did in the last decade, in my opinion, was he started his own pharmaceutical thing online. I don't know if either of you know this, but he has people mark up drugs a lot in the pharmaceutical company. He starts his own thing where it's just what the drug costs plus like 10%. plus 15%. He says that literally on their fucking website, and that's it. And he has been able to get, if you don't have the prescription to get something, or even if you do, it costs a shitload, even with health insurance. You just go to the website, you just search up whatever drug you want, you just buy it. So it is like been life-changing for a lot of people with specific problems. And I'm like, damn, this guy fucking did a great thing. He's still making money off of it. But I'm like, damn, he did it in a way where it's like fucking good, like awesome. I'd rather uplift that than be like, you know,
there's this fly
just landed on my head,
hanging out.
But yeah, I just think no matter what, I don't think I will ever be like, ha, you went down and died. Like, I just think it's so far. Like, I guess it probably is very hard to empathize because you're like, oh, you're so rich, you're nothing like me. But I'm like, well, at the end of the day, they're still human. Like, they still felt that fear when they're in that little submarine and they know that death is coming. And I guess, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all going to die, no matter if you got money or not. So, I don't know. Empathy goes a long way.
Yeah. I found myself consuming a lot of content relating to the Titan. Mine was all like really educational stuff because all my friends are in Japan and I'm really not doing much. I haven't left my bed in a month and I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's time to deep dive into submarines. So I went down the craziest YouTube rabbit hole of like submarines and water pressure and deep diving and like all sorts of stuff. And I found that content really interesting and like educational. But then obviously the internet is just littered with haha, you died type of things, and it's like there's like a 19-year-old kid on this thing, and we're just
and that's the only kid that anyone showed empathy to, and I'm like, that's so strange, like that you only find it sad for this 19-year-old. Full
disclosure, I make jokes around death. That's how I cope with it, and I have definitely made a joke about the Titan, but I feel like it wasn't in like poor taste. It was just like I've seen jokes where like I've laughed at, you know? But I think what really was weird wasn't it one of the billionaire's grandsons? Stepsons, who talked about it on Facebook and was like, yo, I'm going to go to a Blink-182 concert because I feel like they would have wanted me to. And that was like the encouragement people needed to be like, these guys are fucking dumbasses. Look at this guy. Like, of course billionaires fucking suck. And like, we should make fun of them. And I'm like, he's just used like anyone can be stupid, you know? It's like that statement was fucking dumb as shit, and I'm gonna beat this fly up if I fucking see it again.
I know it's really bothering me.
I see it. I do think like humor is inevitable.
Yeah.
I just think it can be in good taste. Like it was just everywhere, and it was very. Like, I didn't see anything about concern or, I don't know. People were just, like, hating and basically just being like, hope you die. I was like, oh, my God. Okay. we're just saying that out loud now.
I saw so many, like, things, TikToks that were, like, justifying, like, well, we hate them because of this. And we, like, it's good to hate them because of this. And I've seen so many different arguments for it. And it's just like, well, at some point, it's just like basic level of like empathy for human beings, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to die getting crushed underwater in a submarine, and I don't think many people would. I've heard like it's probably painless, whatever. But it's like it's interesting. Actually, complete downswing because I feel like we're talking some heavy stuff. Did you know that every submarine game on Steam went up?
Wait, I did hear about this.
Titanic is trending on Netflix.
Like literally
also heard
every
that. And the song.
Every submarine related thing just popped up.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, there were some jokes that were funny to me, right? So there's like one joke where it's like, oh, Netflix is already starting a documentary. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's true. Netflix just grabs any type of whatever and it's like, I'm going to make a documentary on it.
Oh,
you
for
know?
sure.
And, like,
that's going to
like,
come out.
We're like joking about the situation, but we're not joking about people dying. And so I agree. There's like some poor taste and some like, this is fine.
But I'm always surprised when I like scroll through my Twitter and people are like, haha, you die. And there's like 200K likes. And I'm like, whoa, where am I?
Yeah.
Like, what deep, dark hole of Twitter did this find? And that is now finding me.
I feel like I understand both perspectives and I lie somewhere in the middle. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
I would say understand both perspectives. Probably lie more on the lines of like, I feel just weird. As a person, that I feel like I'm disconnected with my viewer base because like a lot of my viewers are less rich than me.
Yeah, that is also an interesting perspective for us.
It's very weird because it's like I feel like if they do this, if they talk about this to the ultra rich, at some point, like, will I ever be the target of that hatred? You know, I will never get to that financial level, but it's like I feel like we're like maybe a couple excuses off for the bar to be set lower and then lower. You know,
I see what you mean.
I like that's weird. It's like it always feels weird because it feels like I no longer understand or I no longer empathize with people. And I think a lot about being a streamer is to be relatable in some sense. Like we were watching regardless of income level, we were watching the same shows. We have similar interests. You know, it's like that don't require financial like hierarchies. You know, anyone can get the books. Anyone can fucking watch TV shows. We all fucking watch like I don't know, Adult Swim or some shit late at night, and so it just feels a little bit weird from that point.
Yeah, it kind of raises the question of like, at what point do you become not relatable as like a billionaire? Like nobody's gonna just like the average person is not going down to see the Titanic.
Yep.
And I think that's where the disconnect lies and where the lack of empathy comes from, because people are like, I will never do something as stupid as that, and so
yeah, fuck
drops
the podcast.
mic. And so yeah, basically, I think that's where people like go, haha, you die, because it's so far from their reality.
I think right now the line is somewhere between the tens of millions and the billions. That's where the line is for like, you know, like
it's become outrageous.
Yeah, it's
like your living style is just so far from mine.
Let me not living style, but the public opinion of you. I don't think anyone really shit talks people who have tens of millions of dollars or millions of dollars. Like if someone has $8 million, no one really shit talks you.
Yeah, you're like praised. Like, oh, you're a millionaire. How did you do it? How did you build your business? You have $10 million? I hope you die in a submarine.
Yeah, it's like at some point between the double digit to the triple to the billion that you're just like, you're making too much money. You must be doing something unethical, or you must be taking advantage of a lot of people, which does happen. But it's just like a weird, like I've always looked at it and been like, there's a money value that the average exists, and you're just like, fuck, that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking about weird stuff, why did Oppenheimer and Barbie drop on the same day? Can someone explain this?
What were the two movies that did that? Batman.
That have done it before?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
The Dark Knight and
I think it's The Dark Knight.
Oh.
I think it was The Dark Knight.
Oh my god. Okay, well, before we talk about Barbie and Oppenheimer real quick, Sid sent me this morning. There was a lot of big announcements during Anime Expo. Like for instance, and I don't know if you guys really care, Black Butler has a new season, and it's like Connor's like they have a lot of their old cast. Connor got famous because he used to be the VA of that character. Like he used to be. It used to be Connor VA, you know, people forgot about that
he was the voice actor for Black Butler?
Yes.
I never put that together. Okay.
Yes. So like it was like a really popular show, and like they announced like a remake of Spice and Wolf. I don't know if you guys really know that. But one of the craziest ones is what she sent me. It's I don't even know how to premise this. Batman
Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad, which is like, you know, Joker, Harley Quinn. They get isekai'd and sent to a fantasy world, and it's an anime from the people who originally did Attack on Titan.
Oh.
So it's like DC Comics. When I first scrolled past this, I thought it was like a fan-made trailer. And I was like, oh, cute. And then I saw the DC symbol, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I was like, a couple million subscribers. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is real. It's DC Comics in anime art style. So it's like this strange... And then it's an isekai, which is like the, you know...
Oh, mega strange.
Yeah.
And where are they going? Where are they dropped?
No.
Into the real world, I guess.
Into
like
superhero world.
But aren't they already in superhero world?
It's like the fantasy world. It's like there's dragons.
Oh.
So it's like
maybe this will be finally my introduction to liking like DC and superheroes.
I am so excited to watch it. I sent it to Scarra. I was like, "This is bizarre. Let's watch." Like,
yeah.
I don't know what the hell I'm
so
watching.
So the first time this happened was Batman Ninja was a thing.
Stop. No,
it was an anime that was a thing.
Stop.
In like
wait, Sean's mentioned that. He's constantly like, you guys should watch this movie.
No, I don't want to watch any movie that Sean recommends.
That is true.
That's how I fucking watch Velocipaster.
I think Sean has recommended the worst overall movies of anyone I've ever known.
Yeah, he gets his like remote card revoked. He's not allowed.
And like the reason why he likes it is like because afterwards I'll be like, Sean, that was so terrible. He'd be like, yeah, it was, right? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, what? You made us watch this? Like movie night, and it's like, oh yeah, if everyone gets a turn, Sean gets 0 turn. Like someone should get 2.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the worst part is when he made us watch Velocipaster, he fell asleep.
Yes.
He was like talking about Velocipaster for months, and we're like,
Yeah.
okay, fine, Sean, we'll fucking watch it. We watch it, we turn around, and he's like, dude, didn't even stay awake for us, and we had to sit through that awful
And he doesn't
movie.
even acknowledge it. I'll be like, you slept through the whole thing. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn, you guys really remember this moment.
I remember I was up for the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was bad. Don't
Yeah,
watch it.
It's bad.
Jodi, James found the last one. It was Dark Knight and Mamma Mia in 2008, which is ironic because, or I guess coincidence, because it's the same director. Dark Knight and Oppenheimer is Christopher Nolan.
Oh,
So
wow.
he must like putting his movie on
Yeah.
the same day as.
Yes.
Interesting.
Something very light.
Yeah.
For like a lot of studios, like we strategically don't want to have competition with other blockbusters, right? And to see them, like people to know this day out and have all the marketing people be like, we're good, let's do it.
Well,
It's
I
shocking.
want to do the thing where we like go watch both.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's become such a meme now that it's probably really good for both
Oh,
movies.
absolutely.
People, because like I like saw Oppenheimer and I'm like, okay, like I'll watch that when it comes out. But now that it's like this whole Barbie Oppenheimer thing, I'm like, okay, I'll be at the movie theater
Exactly.
for 4 hours.
Because I was
Yeah.
for sure gonna see Barbie.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, okay.
Now I'll check out the other one. Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought Oppenheimer was like a word from Barbie. I didn't know it was another movie.
my
And
God.
so when we were talking about like Oppenheimer Barbie, I was like, that is a weird word to associate. Like, what does that mean?
Oppenheimer's canon to the Barbie universe.
Yeah, like that's what people
my
are saying.
gosh.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. But I'll do the back-to-back marathon with you.
Oh god, it's out right now, right?
No, 21st. July
21st.
21st.
Yeah, and like the drop date is burned into my
Yeah,
brain
same.
because I just keep seeing this.
Yes, because everyone fucking talks about it.
Yes.
It's like when Minions Rise of Gru came out, and I literally just always saw pictures of people in suits. 2 tickets, please.
That was funny. I
That
love the
was
internet,
funny.
man. Sometimes I love it.
There are some good memes.
Yeah.
You guys wanna dress up for
Ooh.
Oppenheimer Barbie Day?
Ooh.
Are you wearing all
Yes.
pink to Barbenheimer?
Wait,
Or
I'm-
Now I want to
black?
wear both. I want to do like a gothic Barbie looking. I don't know,
Oh.
like dark.
What is
Barbie.
Oppenheimer even about?
It's about the
the-
atomic bomb
yes.
creator.
Oppenheimer is the inventor of the atomic bomb.
Got it.
Sean
But like
would
it's
not-
so
How do you dress
dark.
for that?
Well, it's just like the movie is dark. It's
I
like
would
the
assume
contrast.
black.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, he's the guy who has the famous line that's like, I think it's, I am become death. Very dark man.
Doesn't ring a bell.
He thought he was doing it for science, then realized how much life he was going to destroy. And so it fucked him up.
It's like The Wind Rises.
I don't know what that is either.
It's a movie.
Yeah, pretty sure you watched
Ghibli
at
movie.
least half of it.
Yeah. Took the planes. In the comic.
Ghibli movie.
You were there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sure
were
I
there.
was. I'm sure that I was.
And I have a really interesting question to ask because I just found out about this, and I don't know how. This is probably something from TikTok. Did you know every Sanrio character is rated by number, at every single year in every fucking major country, like region?
What do you mean by this?
So like Cinnamon Roll has been the #1 Sanrio character forever.
Oh, I thought this was gonna take a really inappropriate term. I see. Like
Oh,
you mean,
whoa.
you mean like
Whoa.
they're just rated like most popular.
See, I was thinking Black Mirror episode where it's like the rated one and like they go into shit that goes crazy. You know what I'm talking about? Social media rating. You have like you have like an interaction.
Nosedive. Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Nosedive. I was thinking that.
I was thinking that too.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No,
Anyways,
City was over
carry
here
on.
thinking Rule 34 Sanrio characters.
Oh god!
Carry on, Scarra.
I was just going to ask because
So
I'm
sit through a pool party. What's up?
yeah. I was just so curious. What's your favorite Sanrio character?
Mine is Botsmaru, with a close second Kuromi. But there's no Botsmaru merchandise whatsoever. Like I have a Botsmaru headband and that's it. And then there's like nothing else.
Cinnamoroll and Pochaco.
You're a cinnamon roll lover, huh?
But I never remember. So I actually only learned their names in Japan last year. I didn't even know they had fucking names. Like my grandmother had bought me these things. I had like their stuffed animals. I didn't know they had names. So I had the I think his name is Pochaco.
Yeah.
I think. I don't even know.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah.
What does he look
I
like?
only know the
What
ones
He's
that
the
I
little
like.
doggy with black ears and a white face.
Oh.
Okay.
Pochaco?
I don't know him.
James did nod his head.
It changed.
I trust James.
knows,
I do
yeah.
Trust James.
So I went to Japan last year. I'm like, oh my god, they have names.
No, I
I didn't know.
only knew Kuromi and Cinnamon Roll, and like, yeah, that was the only people I knew.
Yeah.
And I like Kuromi, so that's why.
I'm curious how you didn't know, because so many times around you, people have been like, yeah, my favorite cinnamon roll. Oh, I love Kuromi. Like, she's definitely been like,
In
I
the
love
last
Batsumaru.
year. In the last year. Yes. That's it. And I remember trying to look
Brevit's
up.
face is like, I
I've
don't
like,
know about that.
I'm like recalling conversations in like your guys' old apartment with Jamie where you guys were talking about this. And I'm like wondering if you just were like, I don't know what's going on.
So Cinnamon Roll, I knew had a name, and Hello Kitty, I knew had a name, but I didn't know anyone else's names. Like I just kind of was like, oh, like they don't have. Like I just didn't think that far. Now, obviously, I know they have names, but more like I only knew Cinnamon Roll had a name because Jamie was like, "Oh, this is Cinnamon Roll." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, this is my favorite! I love that." And then I was like, I can finally look up Cinnamon Roll and look up like things I want to buy. Cinnamon Roll plushie, and then I could also like look up Hello Kitty.
She's a
I
cinnamon
could
roll
never
lover.
look up anything else. But I had this really old, crusty Pochaco stuffed animal growing up, and I didn't know how to name. And now I could look it up and buy it.
I didn't know the names. I just knew they had them. Except for the two most popular. I like Choco Cat. Sorry.
That was so pure. It was just so pure.
Super random. Choco Cat's kind of cool. But then I don't know why I brought this up, but I was just so fascinated that you go into their stores and they give you like it's like a thing you put on like what looks like an abacus, and you vote on your favorite character, and and they combine all the scores from every single store in the country.
I want to look
Wow,
up this
fun.
rating so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
and so like it's shocking because this is super random because I know this is from TikTok. I think a Choco Cat in America is really high rated, and in Japan it loses to like everything. It's like a 110. I didn't even know there were 100 characters.
Wait,
But
there is?
There's more than 100. It is just
I didn't know that.
it
I
is
feel like
just-
I know like the top
6.
10.
Oh, there's 10?
there's 100
At least
plus.
10.
There's at least 10 or 12.
Well,
yeah.
okay, I will say I didn't. I'm so. I
that
thought
your foot?
Hello. Hey.
Hey.
Is that your bad
That's
foot?
my broken ankle.
We're just like footsie. I didn't know that Cinnamon Roll was like with Hello Kitty.
Oh, in the like Sanrio.
Yes, in
yeah.
the Sanrio
Universe.
company.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, they've done a great job at their brand promotion.
Yeah, I would say it's blown up within the last like 2 or 3
Oh,
years.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I
'cause, like,
remember the
growing up-
show, like wasn't there was like a My Melody Kuromi.
My Melody sounds so. What is that?
My Melody is the pink one with the little pink
I
ears.
think there
and
was.
she's like,
I think there
With
was.
a
is she a
bow.
bunny? Is she a bunny?
It's funny. I just don't know their names, but I kind of know they exist.
Yeah, you've seen her.
yeah.
Definitely.
Anyways,
Wait, which ratings did you
I
want?
want to look up Choco Cat. I
Choco
wa-
Cat is 100
I wanted to
plus
look
in
up the
Japan.
ratings of what he's talking about.
So,
the Rule
yeah.
34
Most
ratings.
popular. Yep.
Rule 34.
No, sorry,
well, I
that
don't
was a
have
joke.
those,
Don't
but-
look that up.
United States for 2022, number 1 was
Of course.
Cinnamon Roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
number 2 was,
Kuromi.
and number 3 was Pom Pomperin. Never heard of this guy.
Pom Pom.
He's like a yellow dog with like an acorn hat.
Oh, he's stupid looking. Oh, he's
Yeah.
cute.
Oh yay!
That is cute.
Where's Choco Cat and
The Choco Cat's probably top 20.
Pochaco.
Pochaco and
Okay, here's
Bodsmaru.
Pochaco.
Okay, yeah.
Pochaco, I had a stuffed animal that looked exactly like this.
He looks like he belongs in the Peanuts universe.
I
Yes.
love him.
I probably thought he was from the Peanuts.
Yeah,
I
he looks
loved
like he's from the
him.
Peanuts.
He's so cute. I still love him. Okay, and then
We're gonna need little visuals for these guys on this one.
who was the other one? Choco
Choco
Cat.
Cat.
I looked up
I'm
Choco
not
Cat.
seeing Choco Cat on these country results here.
Damn, not even in the rating system.
Oh, I'm not even kidding. It is so unpopular in Japan. You will not find anything.
How
of it.
many Sanrio characters are there?
There's over. I think it's like 150.
Oh, I also didn't know Gudetama was a Sanrio character.
450 characters?
What?
What? Okay. What? Now I feel like I gotta go look through
Yeah,
them all
no.
and find my favorite
exactly. I'm gonna do
favorite.
the Animal Crossing thing where I pull them
Yeah.
all up and be like, "This is my favorite one."
You're gonna start a tier list. You're like, well, I really think this is over here.
450 is like crazy.
That's a lot.
That's
That's
more
a
than
lot.
Pokemon are in games.
Wow.
Is it?
Oh, like because some generations don't have.
Oh,
like,
it doesn't have all of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? As I'm looking through all these, though, the top like 10
Are
that
the
they got,
cutest?
they're the cutest.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that
had a
I
feeling.
can see so far.
Yeah, and then some of them are just like, you know, the
Cheery Chums is pretty cute.
Let me see.
Okay, let me Google bigger.
There's some that are like just bad Pokemon designs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, they're just bound to be a little ugly.
Yeah.
We still
Cheery
we still
Chums
love them though.
Looks like an incomplete bunny. Like,
Yeah, but it's like underwhelming compared to
Yeah,
the main
yeah,
characters
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Cinnamon Roll's #1 like globally. Like
Yeah.
Cinnamon
Roll's cute as hell. So I get it.
every region is like we
I
gotta
believe
be.
that.
Do you think when they made cinnamon roll, they're like, yeah, we won?
I'm sure
over.
it's like if with Pokemon made Pikachu, like yeah, that's the main character.
It's over. It's over
Yeah.
for
But
everyone
cinnamon
else.
roll's not even the main character. I feel like they made, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but they made cinnamon roll and was like, ooh, that's the one. It's gonna hit everywhere.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like Kuromi, I feel like was also like a damn. They got it.
It's,
It's the one with all the like goth aesthetic. Like they got this one.
Yeah. They appealed to each like very popular market for sure. They know what they're doing. Did indeed.
I'm gonna pee my pants.
Oh.
What does it mean when okay, just super random aside that's somewhat connected. What does it mean when someone's ran through?
Okay. So to be ran through is you've had sex a lot. Like you like it's
Oh.
like kind of a mean thing like
By multiple people.
yeah, like you've had a lot of sex. It's like a slut shaming thing. Like she's ran through like her vagina's loose.
I was watching like no, it was like for guys because it was like I was watching a TikTok about like if you know a lot of Sanrio characters, it's because you ran through it. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, so like you
Oh.
had sex with a lot of women. Yeah. That was not what I was expecting you to say. I'm like, what does Scarra want to know about today? Getting ran through.
I should love that for the after hours. Yes.
And if you want to see more of that, stick around. Join the Patreon to chat with us about getting ran through.
A shameless plug.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and close this out, Scar?
Well, thank you guys for joining. I think we've talked for a long time.
2 hours.
Yeah. It's
A
because
lot of it was bread, but
Hey,
and that's
hey, that's
fantastic. Okay.
yeah, that's a value topic.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in. This ends the episode 37 with me, Sid, Jodi. Usually if we have a guest we shout them out, but I think everyone already knows you guys.
Yeah.
I wish I had long hair to be able to do.
You can still. You just did it.
you just did it. Yeah, that was great.
Ooh.
It doesn't
That's
feel
Slay.
like.
Slay, Scar. Slay.
Anyways, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.